We recommend you to take notes, as they can improve your memory and help connect information. Chapter 9. The Role of Family and Friends in Shaping Your Habits. A Hungarian man named Laszlo Polgar believed that with deliberate practice and good habits, anyone could become a genius in any field. He wanted to test this idea with his own children and chose chess as the field. He successfully courted a teacher named Clara, and together they raised their 3 daughters, Susan, Sophia, and Judith, to become chess prodigies through homeschooling, constant play, and competition. The Polgar sisters achieved remarkable success in the chess world, with Judith becoming the youngest grandmaster of all time. Their childhood was atypical, but they enjoyed it and found their obsession with chess to be normal in their culture. The habits that are normal in your culture are among the most attractive behaviors you'll find. The seductive pull of social norms. Humans have a strong desire to fit in and gain the approval of their peers, which is rooted in our evolutionary history of living in tribes. Collaboration and bonding with others has historically led to increased safety, mating opportunities, and access to resources. Charles Darwin noted, in the long history of humankind, those who learn to collaborate and improvise most effectively have prevailed. This desire to belong influences our modern behavior, as we often follow the social norms and habits of our culture without questioning them. Going along with the group does not usually feel like a burden, as we naturally want to fit in and be accepted. We imitate the habits of 3 groups in particular. 1. The close. 2. The many. 3. The powerful. Each group offers an opportunity to leverage the second law of behavior change and make our habits more attractive. 1. Imitating the close. Imitating behavior of people around us has a significant impact on our habits and behavior. We tend to copy the way our parents, peers, and colleagues behave in different situations. A person's chances of becoming obese increase if their friends become obese. On the other hand, if one person in a relationship loses weight, the other partner is likely to slim down as well. Surrounding ourselves with people who have the habits we want to develop can help us build better habits. Joining a culture where our desired behavior is normal and we share something in common with the group can be even more effective in making new habits appealing. Being part of a tribe can transform a personal quest into a shared one, sustain motivation, and lead to better results. 2. Imitating the many. Conforming to social norms. Psychologist Solomon Asch's 1950s experiments are still taught to undergraduates today. In each experiment, subjects entered a room with strangers who were actually actors instructed to give scripted answers. The group was shown cards with lines and asked to select the line on the second card that was similar in length to the first. Here's an example of 2 cards used in the experiment. As the number of actors increased, so did the conformity of the subject, leading to nearly 75% of subjects agreeing with the group answer even if it was obviously incorrect. Humans tend to comply with group norms due to internal pressure and the reward of being accepted, which overrides the desire to be right. Getting along with others is the natural mode of the human mind, but challenging the tribe requires extra effort. When changing your habits means challenging the tribe, change is unattractive. When changing your habits means fitting in with the tribe, change is very attractive. 3. Imitating the powerful. Humans crave power, prestige, and status, seeking acknowledgement and recognition through pins, titles, and praise. While this desire may seem vain, historically those with greater power and status have had access to more resources and are seen as more attractive mates. We imitate the habits of successful people in order to achieve success ourselves and avoid behaviors that would lower our status. Our behavior is influenced by social factors, with the Polgar sisters being an example of how cultural values can shape habits and behaviors. Their dedication to chess was maintained because it was valued by their culture and led to the achievement of different status markers. Chapter 10. How to find and fix the causes of your bad habits. In 2012, during a trip to Turkey, I had dinner with a group of friends, all former smokers. One of them had quit thanks to a book called Alan Carr's Easy Way to Stop Smoking. I checked it out of curiosity and was fascinated by the author's approach of systematically reframing smoking cues and giving them new meanings. He says things like, "You think smoking is something you need to do to be social, but it's not. You can be social without smoking at all. You think smoking is about relieving stress, but it's not. Smoking does not relieve your nerves, it destroys them." By the end of the book, smoking seemed like the most ridiculous thing in the world to do. While it may sound simplistic, changing your mindset can help you quit smoking by making it unattractive. Where cravings come from. Every behavior has a surface-level craving and a deeper, underlying motive. Let's say I want to eat tacos. If you were to ask me why I want to eat tacos, I wouldn't say, "Because I need food to survive." The underlying motive is to obtain food and water even if my specific craving is for a taco. Your habits are modern-day solutions to ancient desires, such as find love and reproduce, connect and bond with others, win social acceptance and approval, reduce uncertainty, achieve status and prestige. And craving is just a specific manifestation of a deeper underlying motive. Find love and reproduce equals using Tinder. Connect and bond with others equals browsing Facebook. Win social acceptance and approval equals posting on Instagram. Reduce uncertainty equals searching on Google. Achieve status and prestige equals playing video games. To summarize, the specific cravings you feel and habits you perform are really an attempt to address your fundamental underlying motives. Whenever a habit successfully addresses a motive, you develop a craving to do it again. In time, you learn to predict that checking social media will help you feel loved or that watching YouTube will allow you to forget your fears. Habits are attractive when we associate them with positive feelings, and we can use this insight to our advantage rather than to our detriment. How to reprogram your brain to enjoy hard habits. To make hard habits more attractive, you can associate them with a positive experience. A slight mindset shift, such as changing the word have to get, can help view behaviors as opportunities rather than burdens. Reframing your habits to highlight their benefits rather than drawbacks can reprogram your mind and make a habit seem more attractive. Mindset shifts can help change the feelings you associate with a particular habit or situation. You can create a motivation ritual by associating your habits with something you enjoy. Exercise. Many people associate exercise with being a challenging task that drains energy and wears you down. You can just as easily view it as a way to develop skills and build you up. Instead of telling yourself, "I need to go run in the morning," say, "It's time to build endurance and get fast." By creating a short routine that you perform before doing something you love, you can associate the routine with feeling happy. Once established, the routine can prompt a craving for a good mood, even if it has little to do with the original situation. Chapter 11. Walk slowly, but never backward. A photography professor divided his students into two groups, quantity and quality. The quantity group was graded on the amount of work produced, while the quality group was graded solely on the excellence of their work. Surprisingly, at the end of the term, the best photos were produced by the quantity group, who had been busy taking photos and honing their skills, while the quality group only produced one mediocre photo. The author emphasizes the importance of taking action over being in motion, where motion only leads to planning and strategizing without producing any outcome. If you want to master a habit, the key is to start with repetition, not perfection. You don't need to map out every feature of a new habit. You just need to practice it. This is the first takeaway of the third law. You just need to get your reps in. How long does it actually take to form a new habit? Habit formation is the process of making a behavior more automatic through repetition, causing changes in the brain structure. This phenomenon is known as Hebb's law, where neurons that fire together wire together. Repetition leads to physical changes in the brain, which are observed in musicians, mathematicians, and taxi drivers. The importance of repetition in establishing habits was recognized long before neuroscientists started studying it. Active practice is crucial in encoding a new habit. All habits follow a similar trajectory from effortful practice to automatic behavior, known as automaticity. Automaticity occurs when the non-conscious mind takes over, allowing behavior to be performed without thinking about each step. In the beginning point, a habit requires a good deal of effort and concentration to perform. After a few repetitions, point B, it gets easier, but still requires some conscious attention. With enough practice, point C, the habit becomes more automatic than conscious. Beyond this threshold, the habit line, the behavior can be done more or less without thinking. A new habit has been formed. Researchers track the level of automaticity for the habit of walking for 10 minutes each day, and the resulting learning curves reveal that habits form based on frequency, not time. This graph shows someone who built the habit of walking for 10 minutes after breakfast each day. Notice that as the repetitions increase, so does automaticity, until the behavior is as easy and automatic as it can be. The number of repetitions required is more important than the duration. To build a habit, practice is necessary, and the most effective way to make practice happen is to adhere to the third law of behavior change: make it easy. The chapters that follow will show you how to do exactly that. Chapter 12. The Law of Least Effort. Anthropologist and biologist Jared Diamond's book Guns, Germs, and Steel highlights the impact of the shape of continents on human behavior. The Americas and Africa tend to be tall and thin, while Europe, Asia, and the Middle East are more east-west in shape. This difference in shape played a significant role in the spread of agriculture. Farmers had an easier time expanding along east-west routes due to similar climates, sunlight, and rainfall, allowing them to domesticate crops and grow them along the entire stretch of land from France to China. The shape of human behavior. From this graph, the primary axis of Europe and Asia is east-west. The primary axis of the Americas and Africa is north-south. This leads to a wider range of climates up and down the Americas than across Europe and Asia. As a result, agriculture spread nearly twice as fast across Europe and Asia than it did elsewhere. The behavior of farmers, even across hundreds of thousands of years, was constrained by the amount of friction in the environment. Over the span of centuries, this small difference had a very big impact. Increased food production allowed for more rapid population growth. With more people, these cultures were able to build stronger armies and were better equipped to develop new technologies. The changes started out small: a crop that spread slightly farther, a population that grew slightly faster, but compounded into substantial differences over time. The spread of agriculture is an example of the third law of behavior change. This law suggests the more energy required for an action, the less likely it is to occur. Every habit is an obstacle to getting what you really want, and the greater the obstacle, the more friction there is between you and your desired end state. Therefore, it is crucial to make your habits so easy that you'll do them even when you don't feel like it. When the British government wanted to increase tax collection rates, they switched from sending citizens to a web page where the tax form could be downloaded to linking directly to the form. Reducing that one step in the process increased the response rate from 19.2% to 23.4% for a country like the United Kingdom. Those percentage points represent millions in tax revenue. Prime the environment for future use. Oswald Knuckles from Natchez, Mississippi, is an IT developer who practices the habit of resetting each room after use to prepare for the next action. For instance, he places the remote back on the TV stand and arranges pillows on the couch after watching TV, throws any trash away when he leaves his car, and wipes down the toilet while the shower is warming up. This habit allows him to save time and keep his space organized. Similarly, organizing a space for its intended purpose reduces friction and makes the next action easy. For example, make cooking breakfast easier, lay out utensils and ingredients the night before. By priming your environment, you can be more efficient and save time. Want to draw more? Put your pencils, pens, notebooks, and drawing tools on top of your desk, within easy reach. Want to exercise? Set out your workout clothes, shoes, gym bag, and water bottle ahead of time. Want to improve your diet? Chop up a ton of fruits and vegetables on weekends and pack them in containers so you have easy access to healthy, ready-to-eat options during the week. You can also invert this principle to make bad behaviors difficult. You can invert the principle and prime the environment. For example, leaving your phone in a different room until lunch can help prevent mindless checking. If this isn't enough, ask someone to hide your phone for a few hours. Even small amounts of friction can make a big difference in sticking to good habits. If you thought this was interesting, just wait until you see what we have in store for the next chapter. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss out on our latest uploads.